welcome one more time to Hola Esch. As you see, we are now in video. You could listen again our podcasting in Spotify, but we are coming now with video. I'm your host, Juan Blanco. I'm gonna introduce a little bit myself, and then I'm coming with our first our first guest. Come on. Okay, so I'm Juan Carlos Blanco. I'm from Venezuela. I'm doing this podcast because I love sports. And for me, in Luxembourg, people who are doing, or athletes who are doing sport, should be known for what they do. So in today's episode, the first one, I was thinking who I should invite, because it's gonna be the first one, and nevertheless it should be a person important. So here with us today is Laila Kinsch. Thank you, Laila, for being here.
Thank you for
Laila, for me you are more than important because you represent your country several times in karate, but I also know you as a sport professor, as a sport teacher, and I know you also as a beach volleyball player. I know you as a indoor volleyball player. You are the libero. I know you as a girl which is running. So you are doing many things in sports, and this is fantastic for the first person to be in this podcast. Now you know the reason.
Thank you.
Let's start to talk, Laila, about your real beginning in sport. Normally, why your family? What was the fact who pushed you to go through sports?
Yes, so already very young, I started doing lots of sports, every kind of sports. I just liked everything. I started playing tennis when I was 4. I started I don't know how to call it in English, horse riding.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I also was in dancing because my mom wanted me to be in dancing because then you have a straight back, and she wanted me to have a straight back.
I forgot about that, but she also knows how to dance, by the way.
And yeah, so I was doing, and I was in gymnastics back then too. And then I did like all of those sports for several years. And then at some point I started karate by accident, let's say.
The accident was that because you were at the school, they were hitting you, and then you decide, okay, I'm going to know how to defend myself, or because you wanted. Who pushed you to do that sport?
Actually, I was like at home with a friend of mine from primary school, and her mom picked her up because she had to go to karate class. And then her mom explained to my grandmother that she wanted her to do karate because she was so small and so tiny. And then my grandmother, she was like, oh, Laila should do the same because she's also so small and tiny. And then I went there for once just to watch, and so it started.
How old were you at that time?
I was quite old to start karate because usually the most people, they start like at 4 or 5, very, very young. And I was already 10. So I was quite old to start. Yeah.
Okay, and when you started, were you this girl who was lazy to come to practice, or were you this girl who was really motivated? And did you have the talent to play that sport, to do that sport?
Yeah, actually I think it was because of the dancing. I was quite flexible.
Okay.
And I had, let's say,
She didn't break it. It's good. Keep talking.
A good body control, I guess, because
okay.
I was very, according to the teachers, I was very talented. They were really pushing me because they were like, oh, you're really good. And yeah, that's why I kept on going. I thought it was fun, and also apparently I was good at it. So that's what kept me motivated to do that sport.
What represents for you your coach at that age?
Now she's my best friend. So
she is your best friend?
She's my best friend, yeah, my first coach. She was very young.
From where is she?
From Luxembourg. She's
Okay,
like
okay.
2 years older than me.
And she was your
Yeah, but
coach,
she
or-
was the coach of the small ones who just started.
Okay,
So
okay,
she was
okay.
good, and then she had she was a young coach.
Okay, now tell me about the karate career. I know you were in several international competitions, but tell me how, because I know there you should have some belts.
Yes.
And first, tell me about the colors, because everybody I know pretty well.
You know.
Yeah, I know the colors, but no, the colors. I don't really know. I don't really know.
Oh.
So tell me how you have to upgrade yourself,
Yes.
and then tell me how was it for you. You know, the first one was that, and I got it because I was pretty. The second is because I was dancing. Or
Yeah,
you
okay.
have to, yeah.
So yeah, for the belts, it's normally you go from white to yellow white. It has both colors, and then you go to yellow, and then you go to yellow orange, and then orange. And then
When you say
orange.
yellow white, is like a half and half.
Yes, it's like in between. You're in between white and yellow then, and you get.
Meaning you have two of them, or you
No.
have one with half of it.
Yes, you
Alright,
have.
alright.
Or sometimes it's also like in breaks, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
And yeah, so the first year I had my white belt, and then came the thing where you get your new belt. It's like a ceremony, let's call it. We call it in French, it's called passage de grade.
Okay,
And so you pass the next grade, let's say.
okay.
And I actually skipped one belt. I went immediately from white to yellow
Why?
because I was apparently talented.
Can you do that? Can you skip?
You can.
Just one bell, or you could skip. Like, I'm super good. I'm gonna skip 3 of them.
Well, at some point, the year after, I again skipped one belt. So I got the orange one.
Wow.
And then the year after, I even skipped 2. So I went, I had to go from, normally you go from orange, you go to green-orange, and then green-blue.
Okay.
And I got from orange immediately to the green-blue one.
Wow.
And then I also got into national team. Before I was in the young national team, the youth team.
Laila, the test,
Yes.
that ceremony.
Yes.
You were fighting. There were many professors around taking your movement. How was it?
No, actually, it's not that kind of a big thing. It's your coach and the other coaches, and you show. Yeah, you have like people. Ooh, I'm so sorry. People can come and watch, like your parents, and when you're quite young, everybody's coming to watch, and the grandparents, and so proud. But your coaches know what they see. You have to show and do a fight, but they know you from the whole season, so they
Okay.
give you the belt more. You get it on that ceremony, but it's not really there where you have to show. You have to show during the whole year how good you are, and then you get your belt. Yeah.
So now they're coming to questions. 2 questions. 1 question, but 1 little game. The question is, when you got in the national team, how was the experience? You got with which color was?
What did I say? Green, blue. it
Green,
was.
blue. Okay. So when you got there, how was the experience? You were, how old were you?
15 or so.
15. How was the experience? But you are going to talk with your hands in front.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
You are not moving. Let's see if you could do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, now I'm confused.
Okay, she does that. She can't talk without moving the
I'm
hands.
so sorry. I need my
Don't
hands
go
for
for it.
talking.
Go for it.
Yeah, so when I was like 15, 16, I got that green, blue belt. Actually, I have to say that the belts, it's not the most important thing. For us in karate, you get the belts, but it's the competitions that count.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right.
And there I was also asked during that ceremony, okay, Laila, now you can go to the practice with the older ones, also in the club, and you could come to the national team of the older ones. And I was crying like a little child. I was really crying. I was not happy at all. I was afraid of the older ones, and I didn't want to go away from my friends because I had my friends with who I was practicing, and I didn't want to go to the...
In karate, that could happen. No, they don't care about the age. It's about the belt.
No, it's not about the belt. It's about the talent actually.
All
It's
right,
about
all right.
how good you are. You can. It's not even if I would still have the white belt. No, let's be. No, but like the orange one, and I would be really good. Then
Okay.
you could still go to. Or there are also people that have a black belt, but they are not so good.
Oh, really? It could
Because
happen.
yeah, when they do like the white passage de grades and they go up their grades and they learn what they have to learn to get their grade, you can get a black belt, but not be good in competition.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I got what you mean. So you got the black one, did you?
Yes.
And how old were you when you got it, and what it means for you getting there? Because I don't know, this is the maximum that you could get or not.
No, you can afterwards even go like you have first dan when you get your black belt. You have first dan, and then you can get second dan and third dan.
All right. And
yeah,
how
you
many
can go
you
on.
got? then?
Like I said, for me the belts was not the important thing. The competitions were the important thing. So I did my black belt because you do it. But afterwards I didn't do any other belt.
Okay,
I could
okay.
still do it right now, but
And you were, I don't really know about it. I remember because you showed me some pictures. You were doing kata, yeah? But before that, you were fighting or not?
yes, when I was young I was doing both. Until that year actually, when I got to the national team, the older national team. Before I was in youth national team of both, but at some point you have to choose because it's too much to practice both, and also for the competitions it's hard to do every time both. You have to choose at some point. And then I chose to go to Kata and stop committee.
Did you like when you did that?
The fighting?
Yeah, no, the transition.
The choice. I often afterwards said, "Man, you should have stayed in committee."
Oh, really?
Yes, not because I was not. I was good in kata and I was good at what I was doing, but they were. I mean, you have in kata you don't have the weight categories. You just are in age, so you really have to be the best one of all those people, no matter what. And you don't have a lot of categories. And in kumite, you have all those categories, so you have more chance to be selected for the Europeans because there are so many categories. If you are like too heavy, or no, if you are not good enough in one category, you could still lose some weight and try the other one.
Okay.
Like, for example. And yes, also internationally, at least you have on the competitions you have less people. I mean, you have in one category you have
Less people.
less people. I mean,
what do you mean about less people?
I
Sorry,
mean,
but I
yes,
didn't really.
for example, in kata, you have all the people in one category because they are all together.
Okay.
In kumite, you have one from Japan there, and there. So
Oh,
you
right.
don't.
All right.
Maybe the best one in Japan is the one who's fighting under 58, but you are in under 53, so you don't have that guy in your category.
All right.
That's
Okay,
what I
now
meant.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
So maybe your chances are bigger in
Bigger.
kumite than in kata.
All right, I see. So let's talk about national team and competitions. I know you were in several competitions. Can you tell me the top 3 that you say, yeah, those are the top 3 because I was doing that and that and that?
Okay. Yeah, for me, the competitions I loved the most were always the Europeans and the World Championships because they were the biggest ones, and it was an amazing experience.
Okay.
Even though I didn't come very far most of the time, it was.
But nevertheless, because perhaps there are some that they don't know, how hard is to qualify to qualify for a European?
Yeah. I mean, it's last time you had Lola here. She had her whole story about gymnastics, how you have to qualify. I think it's not that hard in karate than in that sport because it's your country who decides if they want to send someone or not. They have the right to send. Luxembourg has the right to send somebody to the Europeans and the Worlds, and you just have to be have to be the best one in your country. The one that they select, you have like selection in your category. Okay, I'm gonna send this girl because she's the best, And also you have to have some international results. They are not going to send somebody who never had an international result. So you go to competitions the whole year. Every weekend you try to go internationally to competitions.
For the whole year?
Yeah, you try to do as many as you can. And then you can go to...
and every competition counts points for your ranking, I don't know.
Yes, nowadays they have a much better system. Back then they didn't have that good a system, but like now they have a WKF ranking where you get every competition, you get points. So you are in a world ranking, and you see how many points everybody has. You can
even if the competition are local.
It depends. You have the biggest competitions, the K1 competitions, and the big open, like the Dutch Open, all those competitions. You get.
Wow, that's interesting, Laila.
yeah. So yeah, they have a quite good system now with the points.
All right. So tell me the top three.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. You were explaining us.
Yeah, the top three. I don't even know. I think for me, once I was in France, they have their big championship, like the Championship of France, and we were getting a French license to go to that championship, because normally it's just for French people.
Okay.
And nice. So I was getting a French license, and then I won that, which was amazing because it was the biggest competition.
You won that?
In France, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was very great because for them it's like their championship to qualify for the Europeans, and then they had trouble because it was me and I was from Luxembourg, and they were like, okay, we cannot
never imagined that little girl from Luxembourg. Yeah, let's just give her the pass. She's we're gonna kill her, and you kill all of them.
That was nice.
Wow. And
on my first Europeans, I wasn't selected for the individually, but I was selected for the team.
Okay.
So that's 3. You do it too. And there we got a 5th place, so that was amazing too.
Right.
On the Europeans, yeah.
Which was the competition that you were like, no, I don't want to remember about it?
Also, funny, that European Championship, because it was my first one. It was amazing that I got 5th place with the girls, but it was the competition where I wasn't selected individually, and I was seeing the girl who was also in my team fighting the Europeans, and I was like, I want to be that person. I don't want her to be that person. I want to be that person. And yeah, it motivated me so much for the years after, and that's why I think it was a good experience, but also a very bad one, because I remember feeling really upset that she was the one who could go and not me.
Oh.
Yeah. But then afterwards I always went, so it was a good thing that it happened.
Laila, how are you as an athlete? I know every time you want to keep motivated. I know every time when you set one goal, you get like in one mode, like you are like a zombie. You are like, okay, I'm going there. In the zombie mode, I'm gonna say. Because you want to achieve it, you want to get it. It's like, okay, this is my goal and I'm gonna do it because I'm Laila. Were you in karate like that? Like, I was watching Bruce Lee movies, I don't know, and you say, I'm gonna go like, were you like that? Or you were like, okay, I'm just gifted, everything's coming to me?
No, I was not at all. First, Bruce Lee, no, I was not into Bruce Lee. Also, you should know that all the Karate Kid movies, they are not really doing karate. I'm sorry.
I knew it. It's just to know if you... Okay.
Yeah, but I'm very bad at losing. I hate to lose. I really hate to lose. And the people who know me from karate also know I was the one smashing the door and screaming and everything when I was losing. Or also, like I said, when that girl was going to the Europeans, I was so angry. And so that's also a thing that motivated me. I think it's not only a good thing, it's also kind of bad, but it keeps you motivated too. So that's the good part of it. But so I really hate losing.
Hating losing. I'm gonna be totally honest with that. I'm the guy who every time wants to win, I'm in the way of perfectionist. Every time I'm criticizing myself, and I wasn't the best at my golden years. I wasn't the best in the world, but I was fighting mentally, physically to be the best. And those awful times makes me get better and better. So when you are talking about that, I know people are just criticizing you, like, look what she have done. For example, just a few days ago, I got, I'm gonna say this in here because I got for the first time suspended.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not feeling proud about it. I'm feeling like, wow, my age with a lot of years of experience, and it was the first time that I'm facing the consequence of my behavior because I play, yeah, in a stronger leagues, in several internationals, tournaments, World Cup, World Championship. I play anywhere, and I never got a red card in my life. And I'm here when I'm supposed to be easy and chill and just calm, but I still want to win. It's no excuse, even though I have to admit that my reactions sometimes they're bringing some consequence, and I'm still learning, which is the good point of sports. Every single time you are learning how to control yourself. When you talk about that sport, karate, it's just you. Here in volleyball, I'm a volleyball player, as I said before. Around you, there are people that say, "Oh, come on, little girl, why are you acting like that?" But there was somebody telling you you shouldn't do that. Why are you acting like that? Or it took you to the next level. How was that experience when you behave like that?
Yes, so what makes it easier than, for example, in volleyball is when you get angry and you start smashing things and everything, it's just you. Nobody cares. They're like, okay, Laila's losing again. She's angry. Let's just leave her and she's going to come back afterwards. But it's okay. You don't have to control it because nobody cares. It's not like in volleyball, you have to be, like you say, you have to try to stay calm because of your team. You don't want to take them down with you. But there I was alone. So if I was angry, I was just angry. And so it was kind of good because it kept me motivated. I think if you just don't care about losing, then then okay, maybe next time. But for me, it was really like, no, I don't want to feel like that anymore. I want to win again.
So, Laila, talking about your international career, Europeans, World Championship also,
yes.
and you decide to stop that early. I don't know. In volleyball, you could extend your career as long as possible. I don't know if it's like saying like Lolita, that when you are 20 you are already too old. Was it? It's not like that. Sorry, it's not like that because Antonio Diaz from my country, he's my age. He should be 40 or something like that, and he's still doing it.
Yes, but he would stop now after the
Olympics.
Games.
The Olympics game,
But so normally, okay, not in his case, if you are like that good, like the world champions, they continue quite long. But I know most of people, when I was still doing karate, my whole national team, they stopped. I was even one of the longest, who went the longest. It's not a sport that you do so long, except for some people, they do it. When they are really good, they keep on going. But for me, it was because of university.
Okay.
I went to university in Brussels, and when I was there, I was trying to still go on. I was looking for a club in Brussels. I found one after a long search in different clubs. I found one where I knew the coach because she was also sometimes going to competitions with the Belgium national team. So I knew her, and she knew me. And but in Luxembourg, we got a new national coach. And since I was always in Brussels and not practicing anymore in Luxembourg, he said like it's not fair to take you because we have people here who are practicing here that I see, and I don't see you anymore. You cannot go every time with us to the international championships. So it made no sense for me anymore to practice for nothing, and it didn't make sense for them anymore because I was not there. So it was quite hard decision at first. But yeah, then I decided to stop because I didn't want to practice for nothing. And I also was not okay with starting afterwards again because I was not okay with losing my level, let's say.
Okay.
So that's how I decided to
Have
start.
you regret about that choice you have made?
Yes, nowadays I'm coaching the ones in Sportlycée, the young ones from the national team. And when I see them, I'm always like, I want to go again. I want to do it also again.
I can imagine that. Right?
But since I am that perfectionist and hating to lose, I know that it would not be a good idea because I know that I got slower. I don't have the technique anymore and everything. So
Talking about this hating, lose, and perfectionist, are you like that just at karate or at a sport or your lifestyle? Like for example, at home, everything have to be perfect. I'm going the perfectionist. So are you like that? Is Laila Kinsch like that in her normal life?
I know it's funny for people who know me, like you. I'm not like that in life. I'm not like I'm always late. I'm not like that in life. I would say that I am also like that in studies. There I'm very perfectionist. I always try to learn everything, but that's all. For the rest, I'm not at all perfectionist in life, in general, like coming late and stuff.
All right. That's good. It's good to know because sometimes how we are in the court or how we are in our sport, we are also in our life. So it's like the sport life is controlling us somehow, or our way of being is controlling our sport life. And this is not your case.
No.
Not at all.
Not so much, I think.
Not so much. Okay, Laila, I know you finish it and then you started another sport.
Yes.
How was it and why? Why you didn't go to dance one more time, ballet or?
Yes, and I was at university, and since I studied sports science, I had a lot of different sports in my how do you call it? I don't know. In my university, I had a lot of sports, and so I discovered different sports. And my friends from Luxembourg, I have a lot of friends who played volleyball.
Okay.
So I was already kind of watching the games because I went to see them, and I was kind of inside the volleyball people. And when I came back to Luxembourg, I started playing beach volleyball because there was a friend of mine saying, "Oh, Laila, you like sports? Just come with us, go to the beach volleyball." And I was really bad because I'm small and I'm clearly not made for volleyball, let's be honest. And
were you like the ball was coming and you were doing your? No.
Maybe it looked a little bit like that. I don't know. But I immediately loved it. It's I just like the sports, the everything around. People were having fun, and it's in the sun, and it was outside. You were drinking beers besides, and I loved everything about it. So I kept on going more and more, and that's how I went to beach volleyball. Let's say.
Beach volleyball, and I know you have been doing some good competitions, like local competitions. You have a partner in here. But then you immediately moved to indoor. Was it like that?
After I think I was playing beach volleyball like for fun for 2 years. And then I was at LBO here in Esch.
Yeah.
And there they came 2 girls of the ESSER team. They came to me. They said, "Laila, don't you want to try indoors with us? Just come to our practice, see if you like it." And I was like, "Oh no, I was like 25, 24. Okay. And I was like, I'm too old to go to start a sport now."
Which is, nevertheless, is old to start it. Yeah.
Yes. But nevertheless, I went because I loved the sport, just watching it, and I wanted to try. And that's how I went to Esch. and now I'm still there, very happy.
But in that transition from beach volleyball to indoor, have you seen any game before, like indoor? Okay, this is how it looks like. Why these two people here and there are like 1,000?
Yeah, like I said, there are a lot of my friends who were playing.
But they were playing beach volleyball or
Oh,
indoor?
indoor. They were
Okay,
really good
okay,
indoor players.
okay.
So I had my friends that I went to watch for good games, and it looked so easy when they
All
did
right,
it.
all right. Now I understand a bit better because I thought they were playing just beach volleyball.
No. They are very good indoor players. So that's how I saw in doing winter. I always went to watch them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Tell me about the experience in the indoor.
In the indoor, well, at first I was in the second team in Esch.
Okay.
And I didn't know about. I knew that there were positions, but I was like, I don't know what to play. And so you're gonna laugh. I started as a setter.
Wow. As a setter?
Yes, because in beach volleyball I was okay with setting, but my indoor technique was not so good.
She has a particular technique for setting, I have to say. Okay.
And then there was the coach from the first team coming to me because they didn't have a libero and they didn't have a second setter.
Okay.
So they asked me if I wanted to join them. It was after 2 weeks. He just saw me at practice.
Wow.
He was like, Laila, yeah.
It was super fast also. You skipped the bell there, a few bells there.
And so I went to first team, and it was because they were not playing in a high division at that moment. But so I joined them, and there I started as a libero. At first I practiced still second setter, but then I just became libero. I think it was the better fit.
Let's talk about nowadays. What is your routine? You are still an indoor player, as I know. I don't know why, but as I know. But also you are doing like marathons or not? Or something like that. You are running a lot.
Yeah.
Aren't
So
you? Yeah.
I'm still playing in Esch in the first team, and we even got to a higher division now, and it's an amazing team. I love my team. They are all very nice. And I am not running marathons. I just do a lot of sports besides. I do a lot of gym. I do a lot of running. Yeah, I like to run or go swimming. I just need to do, because volleyball alone for me, it's not enough. Especially as a libero, it's good, but it's not like
It's not demanding.
Yeah, it's not demanding. You don't lose a lot of power doing a practice. So that's why I do a lot besides too.
I know you, and I know a lot of things about you, and I know also, I don't know if I'm allowed to say so, but I know that you are having this kind of problem I don't know if you call it problem or circumstance or trouble, I don't know how to call it, but you have this situation in your life where you are not sleeping that much. I know when you don't sleep, it has some bad consequence, but I don't know if you are taking the sport to see if you could sleep better, or I don't know. Can you tell me how it is going? Like I'm just sleeping 1 hour per night, or how is it that bad, or is it getting better?
Yes, so I have a lot of sleeping problems.
Okay.
It's not because I cannot fall asleep. I fall asleep very fast everywhere. I can sleep on the couch. I can really sleep everywhere very fast.
Okay.
But when I start sleeping, I get a lot of nightmares, or I have a lot of thoughts in my head during sleeping. That's why I dream badly, and I get awake, and then I cannot sleep anymore because my head is full of thoughts, and then I have trouble to sleep again. So that's why I'm spending a lot of time during the night where I don't sleep, or also even when I sleep, it's not a good sleep. So because because I'm dreaming all the time, and I mean everybody's dreaming all the time, I think, but I remember it also very good. And that's how sports helps me a lot to sleep, because when I'm more tired, I sleep better.
Okay.
And so I try to do more sports so that I sleep better during the night, because then I feel like I have less energy, I need my sleep, and I know that I'm going to sleep better than when I haven't done that much sports.
A good night for you will be like you could sleep
if I sleep like more than 6 hours, that's amazing.
Wow.
But
You never sleep that many hours.
I don't think so.
Okay, okay. And how can you control your thoughts? How can you? Do you have any technique? Are you sometimes you thought about medication or doing meditation? Because I'm asking you that is not because I want to know about your life. I asking is because I know there are several athletes that they are suffering the same. And when you are not sleeping good, the consequence is you are not doing as you should. You are not your profile, not your way of practice is not the same. You have not the same conditions. You are not. You shouldn't be that tired. Let's say, But are you suffering this consequence of not sleeping, or is just a habit for you?
Yeah, I think you just get used to it. Honestly, I don't feel like I mean, when I have a really bad night, I feel it. But still, I think you get used to it to just sleep less. I mean, people that always sleep good, if at one night they don't get their sleep, they will really feel it. But I mean, if it's like 7 nights in a row that I don't really sleep very bad, then I'm very tired. But I also take naps a lot during the day.
Okay.
That's where I sleep the best, actually.
What about the if you do some meditation or you have any technique?
Yeah, like I said, I try to do a lot of sports. I try to do every day at least a little something. For example, yesterday I was at the evening. I was going to a friend's place, and I was like, I have to be there in 1 hour. How could I do? I didn't do any sports, and then instead of just walking my dog, I put on my shoes and I go running. Even if I know that I just have 20 minutes, I run instead of going just with the dog. So I know that I have done at least those 20 minutes.
Okay. And then you came late to the place.
Of course I came late, yeah. Yes, of course. And also I try to, when I go to bed, to read, like lots of people do, because then your mind is in the book. And I try to control my thoughts. It sounds stupid, but I'm like, think of something nice. Think of beach volleyball.
Okay.
And then you can sleep better. And yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
But I think I could do more, maybe. But that's
is that helping you when you say that, thinking about something nice? Because this is a good technique. How control your thoughts, how guide that storm of thoughts in your mind.
For me, it helps me a lot. It's really like, because then I fall asleep with my thoughts of beach volleyball. And then I sleep, at least the first thing I dream of then, hopefully, is always the beach volleyball. And then maybe the bad stuff comes again, but at least I fall asleep good. Yeah, that's how I do it.
How amazing could be a sport in our life, how can help us? Because for any person, even if you are not athletes and you are having this kind of situations with your mind, a sport could be a solution for it.
Yes. I think sports give us a lot in life. Like for me, I mean, it's also my job. I'm a sports teacher, so I'm surrounded by sports. Everything in my life is a little bit about sports, but I think it gives you so much. For me, it gives me so much just because I love it. I like volleyball. I told you before, I think it's a sport where everybody I know who plays volleyball is so passionate about the sport. Yeah. And I also feel that passion about volleyball.
Perhaps it should be also the influence of the coach.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, it gives you so much. And I mean, it's not for everybody. It's not sports for everybody. Like, I know people that are that much into music. And I think everybody should have something like that in their life to be so passionate about.
Is that let's say your message, your advice for people who are suffering this? Which is the message, like you leave them? You have to do this or that or.
Yeah, I think everybody should find something that's helping them. Like, I don't want to say if you don't sleep good, you should do sports, because no, for some people maybe they will sleep even worse because they have everybody.
Yeah.
But everybody should find their thing to, like with every problems, you should find a balance in life, what makes you happy. and that balance should help you with all your problems. I mean, no matter what it is, if it's sleeping, if it's something else, I think you should have something in life that makes you so happy that
that sounds good. Laila, is anything that you would like to say that I haven't asked, and you say, yeah, I was thinking about this, and is anything that you want to announce? No, I'll just say, because the message behind the podcast is find something which could help you.
Yes.
In order to control your thoughts. I think everyone in here, sometimes they're overthinking.
Yeah.
Somehow about your job, about your relationship, about house, whatever. So controlling thoughts is something difficult. And you are saying don't control them at all. Find something that could help you.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's also sports. It's like when I go running or when I go swimming, I'm in my thoughts all the time. It's not that's not sports where you can think, because you think so much doing running. You are just with your mind all the time. Doing swimming also, but
I don't know about that at all.
But like
once I went with this girl to run, and she was talking and talking and talking and talking, and I was struggling to breathe and coordinate. And I said, okay, and it was just 5K, so
it was really not far, and it was really slow.
Slow, yeah. She's small, but she's doing so fast. So you were saying?
Yeah, I don't know what was it. So. But like sports like volleyball, for example, it takes your mind off of everything. You just sometimes I'm in a really bad mood, and I come to practice and I'm like, I don't even want to play volleyball. I'm like, I'm really in a bad mood, and it takes me 5 minutes, and I'm like the happiest person again, just because it takes your mind off. No matter what is around, it just takes your mind off for me, and I think everybody should have something like that.
Laila, we are almost at the end, but now because of the pandemic, there is something happening. Every time it's attached to some electronic device.
Yes.
Because this is the only thing you could do. Okay, I'm gonna check the social media, I'm gonna do this, I have to work, I have to do it in the computer. For you, as soon as hopefully everything will end and we are gonna be allowed also to be outside, what you recommend to do? I think the work is gonna change. It changes already. Now we are facing more working at home and everything through internet. But is that work, that technology taking us, or is it still good to do what you're doing, running, swimming, doing sports is helping you? Without that, I think you will collapse. So what is your advice for those guys who are connected too much to what is happening?
Yeah, I see it with my students. They are always on the phone, on everything. But I think like when they come to my class, they have to put the phone away. And there you really see how they enjoy like just the social contact again. And they don't realize it, because afterwards they go back and everybody's on their phone again. But I know that just during that time, sometimes I have after school activities, and we are just like 4 girls, and we do stupid things. We do like, I ask them, what do you want to do? Sometimes they want to play football, sometimes they want to dance, and they are dancing and talking and laughing, and they are having so much fun, although it's not the most fun thing we are doing. But just because they don't, like you say, they don't have their devices anymore, and they really get social, which is the thing that's most missing right now, like the social contact. And I think hopefully it will come back again when everybody can meet people, if it's in sports or anything else. But yeah, I hope very
It's
much.
also a nice job that you are doing, because you are a professor and you are doing just that, take your phone away and make them feel alive with the social contact. This is also something that you feel proud of. I think you should, because you are helping somehow to be outside of that world.
Yeah, I think your goal as a sports teacher is not only to learn them something about sports, but also to get the students to like the sports. Like you show them all the sports, and your goal is it that they want to do the same outside. They will be like, oh, it was so nice today, I want to do that more often, maybe I will do it outside. I think that's a goal as a
Beautiful. I love it. Laila, thank you. I hope you like this conversation between us. It was Laila Kinsch. Thank you. And please, I have to say this, subscribe, the little, how you call it? The bell, and get the notifications, and follow us. That's good. Thank you. It was Laila one more time.